Hi everybody, today I continue with the Python 3 tutorial. In this lesson, we will learn how to read a JSON file and save it to an Excel file. It is saved to xlsx file. It is a Excel file. It's if convenient if you want to make a report, if you want to make beautiful to see and to print out. Here we create an input.json file is a file of JSON, and we have its data as an array of data. The array here will have some x and y couple. The x and y is for axis to draw. For example, we can import the 6. The 6 is for exception, and the p print is used for beautiful printing. The xlsx writer is used for write to Excel file. It must install by sudo pip install. Yes, I have just installed it before. So if you do not have this library, this module, you can install it by running this command. The JSON module is inbuilt or integrated in the Python, so do not need to install by pip. I define a class of file management. File management has a constructor, means the initialization function. It means a constructor. I define the constructor here. Some property. The first is JSON file name, the Excel file name, and some array of data. The array of data to draw or to save to the Excel file. And this array must be blank. I must define another function to read text file. And this function will first open the text file. Firstly, we must do the try catch. If we cannot run from the text file, the program will throw an exception. So I must define the try and catch. I open the file and load it to the JSON, and I print out to see the data. When it has an error or it get an exception, it can show here in the except block. Yes, and I can run the main program by checking name is main. I define the file management is an object of class file management, and file management call read text file and run again. You can run by after running. You can see that the data here is a key value in JSON format. So the data is key and the array is value, and here it is key and value as a JSON. Now we must access the array of data by calling this and with the key data we can have the array value. I come to the code and add some more line here to read the data. We compare enter here, and we pass the array. To pass the array, here it is an array. Data for key data is an array, and x y for each element. For each element we will have x and y, and we must convert it to the integer. X is integer and y is also integer. As the x and y, we must summarize and append to the according array. For example, array x, we add the x, as the array y, we add y, and we summarize x plus y and append to the array of sum. The array sum has a sum of x and y, and we must print it out to check. Here you can print out and see that the output is x is y as is the text file we need. Okay, and after we have the data we need, we can send it to and save to open a new Excel file and save to the Excel file this data. I define the save to xlsx function. First I have the file assigned to here, the file name assigned to here to create a workbook an object of workbook. And each workbook will have multiple worksheet, and the first worksheet we must add worksheet. The first will have the worksheet 0. In this worksheet we must have some row and column. You must first the index is running from 0 to array due to count of element arrays -1, and we must add 0 here. Index is a row, and here is column. The column is column 0. The column is 0 for x. The column 1 is for y, and the sum and the summarize is added the column 2. So we have 3 column here. I copy the same from column 1 to column 2, and the array sum add is to here. It is an enumeration of an array to get the value and the index of each element. And after that we must close the workbook. After if we do not close the workbook, the file is disappear when the program is end. So I close the save to xlsx here, and okay, now run. I press run remain, and I see the output here as xlsx file reveal in Finder or open in new window. Okay, copy here. See, here you can have A. The column A is 0, the column B is column 1, etc. We have the value here, the value is y here, as compare in the data, the json, and the summarize here, as you see. So this is very convenient. And how about to add more? You can quit and add more here by copy this object and paste here and define new xy couple. Rerun again, right click, run again, and review to see and zoom out. As you can see, that's the next we add. Very useful. You can download the code